Andrew Tate and Hamza. Now, I think their messages are very good. They give a lot of advice, a lot of information that a lot of young guys need to hear because there is a lot of lost men in this generation. But something I keep seeing on social media quite a lot is guys treating people like Andrew Tate and Hamza like they're some sort of god. Like everything that comes out of their mouth is the exact blueprint on how to be a man. Look, I like both of them and I've gotten quite a lot of value from them over the years, but you should not be just blindly following something someone is saying, and you most certainly shouldn't be putting them on a pedestal like they're some sort of god and like they're above you. If you enjoy their content and you watch their content, I can only assume that you are aspiring to become a masculine man, or you are a masculine man, and putting these people on a pedestal and treating them like they're some sort of god is probably the least masculine thing you can do. I went through a phase of doing this myself. Like when Andrew Tate was first popping off, I just got out of a breakup. I was pretty lost. I needed some sort of guidance, like I needed some masculine guidance in my life, and he came at pretty much the perfect time for me. And I've been through this phase of like, oh my God, Andrew Tate, I need to follow everything he does. But then I realized I need to be a free thinker. Like you can take value from what they're saying and you can take in what they're saying, but sort of weigh up whether this is going to be suitable for your life. Think about what they say, ponder on what they're saying, but then think, does this make sense to me? Does this make sense in my life? Does it fit my characteristics? Does it fit my personality? You need to have your own sets and beliefs. Like, how are you just going to completely base your personality and base your life off of what someone else is saying? That seems so retarded. That is super feminine to do. That's like the least masculine thing you do, is base your whole personality on someone else and treat them like they're some god or whatever. For example, I like a lot of what Andrew Tate says, but one of the things I personally don't agree with is having lots of women. Like, of course, I've been through periods of doing that, but I'm looking for my wife. Ultimately, I want to have one lady in my life. I want to have a wife. I want to have a family. I want to have lots of children. So just because I agree with quite a lot of things he says doesn't mean I have to base my whole life around what he does and what he believes in. And not every guy is the same. I preach young men to be embracing their traditional masculinity, like regardless of what the fucking feminists in the media says, like, oh, it's fucking bad, like, fuck off. Since I've embraced traditional masculinity in my life has improved. I was lied to about being more emotional and stuff like that. It didn't ruin my life, but it made my life so much worse. And since I've embraced my traditional masculinity, my life has improved. But not everything I preach about masculinity and what these other people preach about masculinity is going to apply to your life. You might have a completely different personality to me and all these other creators or whatever, and I might say, oh, you shouldn't be too emotional around people. You might go and be emotional around people and it might work for you. I don't know. Just because I said I would personally not do that doesn't mean you can't say, well, I don't agree with that, I'm not going to do it. Don't be trying to take what these people say as like, this is how you should do it. Take what people say with a pinch of salt and then test it. And if it doesn't work for you, then don't do it. You don't have to completely change your personality or make your life like someone else's. You need to be unique. You're your own individual. Everyone is different. Do you know what I mean? Like, everyone is different on the masculinity and feminine scale. There's some men that are more masculine than others. There's some people that are more feminine than others. That's just how it is. I don't know where you are on that scale, but just because someone else has said, oh, it's improved my life, doesn't mean you have to do it. Test it. You might think about the idea, but if it doesn't apply to your life or work for you, then you don't have to do it. And I think the best way you can learn about being a man and discovering more about your masculinity and finding out about life in general is through personal experiences. Okay, you know, listening to content and getting advice from people from podcasts and YouTube videos like this is great. Like, it's very good to get information very quickly, but I think the best way you can learn about yourself, more importantly, is through life experiences. Whether that be taking risks, overcoming adversity, heartbreaks, loss of a loved one, or I don't know, going through some hardship. I don't know, like doing like a massive marathon, training for a marathon, going and doing a boxing match, putting yourself in uncomfortable positions. You learn more about yourself doing that than you will ever learn from watching other people on the internet. I can guarantee it. Your own life experiences will teach you far more about being a man and life in general. I can guarantee it. But for me personally, I went to Thailand for 6 weeks. I was meant to go for a year, but things happened. But then I went for 6 weeks. I networked with some amazing people. I personally just changed my perception on a lot of things, like taking the risk, knowing that I'm able to go to literally the other side of the world by myself. When everyone was like, oh, you sure you want to do this? You sure you want to do this? All the risks and stuff like that. I learned more about myself, more about life, more what was possible through my own experience. Someone on the internet could have given me the advice and given me the information, but because I personally experienced it, it was so much more valuable. Like I said, getting advice from people like this is very good. You know, there's a lot of lost young men, but don't just blindly follow what people are saying. You need to be a free thinker. If you actually want to be a true masculine person, a masculine man, you need to have your own beliefs. And if your whole personality is shaped off someone else, you're not a free thinker, you are just a clone of someone else. And that is cringe. You need to take what people say with a pinch of salt. You know, don't just blindly follow what people are saying. Be your own man, because you are unique and you're meant to be your own person. But boys, thank you all for watching the video. I know I said you shouldn't copy people on what they're doing, but in my opinion, there's one thing you should copy about me, and that is how I make money. Now, I do TikTok shop. I've personally made over 30 grand in the last 8 months posting TikTok videos. It takes me an hour to run my accounts a day, and I literally make thousands of pounds. This is not a flex. I'm just here to tell you that we're living in a modern day gold rush and you could take advantage of it. So if you want to get out of the job that you're in, if you want to make more money, if you want to just earn some extra money every single month, TikTok shop is quite literally one of the best ways and easiest ways to make thousands of pounds a month. So if you want to learn everything there is to know about TikTok shop and how I've become successful in this, then make sure you join my school community, improvement only, down in the description. You get full access to the TikTok shop, and there's literally so much more value coming very, very soon. So go ahead and join that if you're interested. And boys, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to like the video, sub to the channel, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.